winning is crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
When ChatGPT and large language models became a thing, we immediately saw an opportunity, to start building our own internal tool that would produce content, that we would use to advertise our business online. It started off as sort of a hobby project, but very, very fast we got really hooked to it. I got hooked to marketing specifically, and it just kind of went from there to a full-fledged, AI content marketing suite that we have today. Stryng is sort of a, I would say, almost a framework for content marketers, where you decide how much AI you need inside of it. You start off by providing some brand information, maybe some marketing objectives for your business, and you immediately start getting drafts for articles, for social media posts, visuals. We are all perfectly aware of AI limitations. It's great, it's revolutionary, but it's still not better than humans. And the question is, will it ever be better than humans? Which is a good thing.
Hello and welcome back to We Marketers podcast. I'm Andrew and I'm excited to welcome Matej Stajduhar, CEO and co-founder of Stryng, a content marketing platform. In this episode, we're gonna dive into applications of AI in content marketing. Matej, happy to have you today.
Thanks a lot. Happy to be here.
Let's start with your journey. How did you become interested in AI and content marketing, and what inspired you to co-found such a great platform as Stryng and work on AI-driven content solutions?
Before doing Stryng, me and my partners were running an IT consultancy agency. We were DevOps engineers, and we were always interested, in promoting our service online, but never got, the time nor resources to do it. So, like when ChatGPT and large language models became a thing, we immediately saw an opportunity, to start building our own internal tool that would produce content, that we would use to advertise our business online. And it started off as sort of a hobby project, but very, very fast we got really hooked to it. I got hooked to marketing specifically, and it just kind of went from there to a full-fledged, AI content marketing suite that we have today.
I think it's a common story, right? How a lot of SaaS products appear. So companies develop them for themselves and then go to market. And just to understand, what kind of business did you run previously before Stryng?
We had an IT consultancy agency, so we were DevOps engineers. I don't know, that's a niche term in the IT industry, but it's like a crossover of system engineers and network architects and software developers. So what our job was at the time was to completely automate workflows for software companies. So from developing the product to releasing it to securing the infrastructure, providing scalability, fault tolerance, and stuff like that for enterprise grade software. Yeah.
And what was the main task for you? Why you developed Stryng? What it helped you with?
It helped us, to put out the word out there for us. The way our business operated was mostly word of mouth and LinkedIn, I would say. I got a ton of recruiters in my network, so there was always business opportunities. So we didn't, lack in that aspect, but we still wanted to build a brand. We didn't want to be just another DevOps agency. There's a ton of those out there. But since we were like engineers first, with that sort of a mindset and mentality, it was hard for us to do the marketing part. So yeah, that's kind of how we got there.
Could you tell a little bit more about your platform, what opportunities it gives? I already started using it, and I found it really useful for content creation. It is created with a sense of understanding how really content marketing and content writing works.
Yeah, so in broad term, it's an AI-powered platform for content marketing, specifically for creating, editing, and publishing content on both blogs and social media. So we have a pretty decent scope of marketing channels that we cover, and Stryng is sort of a I would say almost a framework for content marketers, where you decide how much AI you need inside of it, and the AI guides you to the process, but you can also automate and put everything on autopilot. So yeah, you start off by providing some brand information, maybe some marketing objectives for your business, and you immediately start getting drafts for articles, for social media posts, visuals, like images, and you also get a really cool content calendar, a bunch of integrations, so you can connect Stryng with your blogging platforms such as WordPress or Wix, and with your social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, everything. And you basically do everything from one tool, from a single platform, from ideation to publishing.
With so many tools right now on the market, and we are not even considering LLMs platforms like ChatGPT, Perplexity, why marketers should pay for your product? Why it is different?
Yeah, well, the market is kind of oversaturated with SaaS products, especially since large language models and AI became a thing. It's a huge influx of tools. You basically have a tool for everything. For every small little task you do in your day, you can buy a tool for that specifically, and that's kind of what got onto our nerves. As we were developing Strings, we had to use a bunch of third-party tools, to accomplish what we wanted. And we started thinking about, okay, we need like a complete suite, like one platform where you can do everything. So you don't have to pay for your like visual design software, for your content writing software, for a bunch of different things. And that was kind of the main motive. And then once we started doing some market research, we could quickly understood that like even smaller marketing agencies use anywhere from 5 to 15 different tools to do their job, their daily job. And this is kind of sustainable for companies that are doing well, that have good revenue, they can afford both the manpower and the software costs, which are huge when you sum everything up together. And we started thinking about the little guy, like we were, as a DevOps business, someone who isn't necessarily a marketing professional, and maybe doesn't have the resources, to afford hiring someone or something like that. And we wanted to build a tool from that perspective, right? So yeah, I think that's kind of our main selling point, both the scope we cover and the simplicity of the platform.
And I think it's a great point, because really we as a marketer have a lot of tools in our pocket, and what we want one button solution. So
Yes.
I'm as a marketer, I want to just write me an article, and I want to forget about everything. I want
Yeah.
platform to write it, to find images, to post it on social media, and to publish on our WordPress website. That's why this concept really resonates with me. When we try to generate content through, for example, ChatGPT, there are certain limitations on length of the article, and this is a big problem. So so that we need to generate section by section and then put it together. It's not a pleasant process. And the content of the sections can vary in terms of tone of voice and other things. How did you overcome this, and how this problem is solved in your platform?
Yeah. ChatGPT is a very, very, very great tool. Of course, everyone uses it, but it's a generalized tool. It does a lot of things. It's not specialized for marketing, especially for content marketers. So the first, I would say, downside of ChatGPT is the interface itself. So you have a chat box, and you talk to it, like you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you get something. But Stryng is a platform designed specifically for marketers, and it provides a user interface for doing these type of things. So it's very easy to quickly pre-configure stuff related to your content. It's very easy to edit it. So you have a visual editor where you can just select a piece of text and execute some predefined transform function, like if you want to switch your text from bullet points to a table, or if you want to shorten it, make it longer, stuff like that. So off the top, it provides a huge speed boost when doing content, as opposed to with ChatGPT. Another problem that you talked about is the context size. So ChatGPT, even with the latest model, GPT 4.0, can I don't know, I think it cannot give you more than like 1,000 or 1.3K words
If you're lucky.
in a single output. Yeah. So if you want longer articles, that's immediately where you cannot use ChatGPT anymore. Then you have to do it, section by section, and this is a very, 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 I would say, tiring process, and it takes too long. So yeah, this is what we had in mind when building Stryng, to give you that efficiency boost, as opposed to ChatGPT. And another thing, of course, we all know about the common AI-isms. That's the term today. So ChatGPT and any other large language model tends to stick to some specific sentence structures, phrases, words, etc. So it's very easily recognizable, and it as much context as you give it before you get the output, the worse it gets in terms of the content quality and everything else related to that. So these are all the problems that Stryng solves successfully.
Yeah, and what I particularly love is that you can generate outline before writing an article, and then you can just adjust all these outline items, so you will see in advance what are you generating. I think this is really powerful feature that for me personally works amazingly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's it. Everything is sort of an interactive visual editor. As you said, the outline editor is like a small app by itself, where you can quickly rearrange headings inside the outline, change their tag sizes, rename them, or add specific instructions for every specific heading in the outline. When you think about it in terms of using ChatGPT, you would never probably do it. You would have to open 100 tabs and do each specific thing in one tab, and have specific conversations for that. So yeah, it's very tedious.
Would you unveil a little bit your internal kitchen in terms of marketing? How do you promote your product? As I understand, you have a small team, right?
Yes. Yeah, we're a very small
so
team.
how with such small resources you able to promote? What channels do you use? I'm particularly interested in this.
Yeah, well, we're using Stryng to promote our business, and that's kind of the very basic foundation on which we want to build the product. As you're aware, there are tons of products out there that are really just ChatGPT wrappers with fake promises, I would say. So while we're developing Stryng, we're also using it to try and promote our own business and to provide that as a case study alongside other case studies from our other customers. So yeah, we also have a blog, we also have social media, and we try to publish as often as possible and think of ways to get engagement for our content. We need additional help with this at this point because we're a very small team. But yeah, we recently got approved with our seed funding round from a regional VC fund. So hopefully, we're gonna get some more manpower inside our core team soon.
Congratulations.
Thank
Happy
you.
for you. I have a question for you. What personally inspires you in building SaaS product?
I don't know. I'm not even sure. Maybe it's silly to say, but kind of the risk reward, high risk, high reward scenario that goes along with it. I guess I'm that kind of a person, and on my partners as well. So like people were very shocked when they understood that we're leaving our core business that was extremely lucrative for years. We became a very respectable service provider in that market, and we jumped onto something completely else. Thus far we were selling services. Now we're building a SaaS and trying to sell that. I guess yeah, the excitement and the adrenaline rush you get when doing something that's outside of your comfort zone, I would say. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you receive result and you get rewarded.
Yeah. And it's unpredictable. It's really it's hard. It's difficult. It's a big challenge, and also yeah, learning a bunch of different stuff, networking. Like in order to build any type of a business and startup, you need to develop multiple skills, right? Not just you cannot do just the things you're good at. We're great engineers. We're techie people, but this one, we won't succeed just by doing tech and just by programming. So we had to sort of shift our mentality and our mindset and become open to learning other things and doing them because there's a lot way.
And what are the main 3 learnings that you get out of this path for you?
From building a SaaS product?
Yeah.
Number 1, ideas are worthless. So everyone has ideas. We all have ultra revolutionary ideas every day. They're worth nothing and nobody will steal them. That's also like a myth because there's a huge amount of work that goes along the idea in order to make it a reality. Like that's the first thing. The second thing is that the product is not that important either, at least at the beginning of the development. We as engineers, we kind of went into a cave and spent 6 months programming and got out and said, okay, we have this amazing tool. Now everyone's gonna buy it. Yeah, that's when I actually understood the importance of marketing and sales, because nobody will ever hear about you, right? If you don't promote it and get to the right people. So that's the second thing. And the third thing I would say that kind of relates to the last one is networking. Like it's crucial. It's crucial to talk to as many people as possible and to open doors wherever you can and opportunities, because things that are great that happen to you, you never expect them. Like the stuff you expect and the stuff you think is going to happen rarely happens, and you always get some surprise. And this is like a pure logic. Many people in your network, many opportunities.
Yeah. I think these are great learnings to consider. I think they are even applicable to almost all the things that we start to do.
Yeah. Maybe I wasn't specific to SaaS that much, but I'm sorry for that.
Yeah. I think it works. It works in SaaS perfectly.
Marketing is a lot harder with SaaS, I would say, than it is with selling services and stuff like that. In my experience, doing the IT stuff as a service agency, and now building a SaaS product. It's totally two different worlds and different things that are difficult to solve, right?
You mentioned that you are actively using your product for writing articles for your blog. I'm doing this a little bit accurate. For example, right now I'm testing using AI-generated articles on my personal blog, wemarketerspodcast.com. And I want to try this out to see how search engines rank this content. From your experience, what do you see? Are there any threats here?
That's a hard one because Google is changing a lot of stuff. Just in the past year, Google's algorithm changed drastically for ranking, and I'm not even sure like who to believe anymore. I get many totally opposite answers from a bunch of people, especially SEO experts. A bunch of them say that SEO is dead, right? That Google's doing their own thing right now. And from my own experience, yeah, I noticed that like small blogs, small niches tend to go down on rankings lately, and that Google is pushing very, very reputable and large enterprises at the top, such as Reddit, such as Medium, platforms like that. But I still see people ranking their AI content, and I think that Google doesn't care if it was written, and they stated it multiple times, if it's written by AI or not. They just care about the quality, and does it provide answers that the audience is looking for?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a hard one. I cannot give like a definitive answer on this one.
Looking ahead, how do you see the future of your platform? Maybe you can unveil some interesting things that you are going to implement.
We intend to keep pushing in this direction. We want to give like an all-in-one solution for both enterprise, marketers and small business owners, and kind of give it as a content machine that's on autopilot, if you want, or an elaborate framework where you can fine tune, every little detail and have control over every step in the workflow, from idea to doing drafts to editing the content and ultimately publishing it. So right now we're kind of a little bit focused on the small guy, on small business owners, solopreneurs, stuff like that. We're building a feature that's called campaigns that basically, you provide Stryng with information about your brand and your marketing objective, and it drafts a month worth of content and schedules it, puts it in the content calendar. Then you go in the calendar and you open each piece of content and see the draft of it, like see ideas, and then you can fine tune that if you want. If you don't want, you just hit next, and then Stryng generates actually the entirety of the content and schedules it to your calendar. So I think this is like a niche that's quite untapped in the market, because our competitors mostly focus on enterprise marketers, right, as their target audience, people who know marketing, and who are able to squeeze every little inch of the platform. But there's a lot of folks out there, I don't know, for an example, like a local cafe, or your local restaurant, where they never did marketing, and they maybe would like to start doing it, but they don't want to pay a couple of thousand bucks or euros per month to someone to manage it for them. So we're trying to build Stryng in a way that it can be extremely simple and extremely intuitive to use for non-techie people, and especially non-marketing professionals, where you would just do a couple of photos, pictures of your products, or whatever you have in store, give that to Stryng, and then let Stryng ideate and produce the content, and ultimately publish it on marketing channels.
What I'm thinking now is that it will be interesting to see the role of marketer in the years, in 3, 4, 5 years, because what you are sharing right now is that it looks like marketers will be useful for marketing platforms, but not for businesses, because business owners actually will be able to perform all these tasks themselves.
I don't necessarily agree. I think that's true up to a certain level, or you can say up to a certain revenue point of that business, because we are all perfectly aware of AI limitations. It's great, it's revolutionary, but it's still not better than humans. And the question is, will it ever be better than humans? Which is a good thing for you and for me, for everyone, because at this point in time, I see AI as a tool, and nothing more. And for certain niches, it does a great job out of the box. Like, you can really generate and publish everything without even looking at it. But once you get to a specific level, of marketing, then it does take some effort, and you need to invest some time in controlling it, if nothing else, and making sure that it doesn't say something stupid, something that's false, or something like that. So with the current state, I would say, with the current approach to developing large language models, I think we're nearing a plateau, and it's not going to get much better than this in the following years, until there's a complete paradigm shift in the way this technology is developed.
It reminds me how we sent people to the moon. So first we had several successful missions, and everyone thought that, okay, in 10 years we will colonize all the universe, but 50 years have passed and nothing happens.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a good analogy. Because the way that large language models work is based purely on statistics, right? So the way OpenAI or any other company train their models is, in layman's terms, they download the internet, like everything that's on the internet, and give this as a kind of knowledge database to the model. And once you ask it something, all it does is it asks for patterns. Like, it asks for as many similar things that you asked it, and then looks at the answers and finds like an average or most the answer that appears the most, right, and gives it back to you. Like a perfect example of its limitations is like computation, right? So when you ask it, what's 2 + 2, it cannot think in the way that we think and do the addition. Actually, all it does is it searches as many occurrences of 2+2 in its database, and sees that there's a bunch of answers that are 4. Okay, so it's 4. And as soon as you start giving it more complex problems to solve, then it doesn't have such a huge database of patterns that it can find and give the answer back. So yeah, I'd say
Yes.
we're at the plateau very soon.
So the systems can operate within existing
Yes.
knowledge, but they can't produce new
No.
knowledge. For example, if we ask them, invent
Yes.
something
Yeah,
new.
AI was like an SF term 10 years ago, and people, especially tech people, even nowadays, are very upset because the entire world adopted the AI, the AI term for large language models. And it is a type of intelligence, I would say, but it's not human type of intelligence.
Your thought makes me feel a little bit relief, because I'm not worried about all these worries. Oh, marketers will
No.
not be valuable anymore,
No,
and so on.
just
and
take
so on.
look at it from this standpoint. The first iterations of these models had a huge human written database. Like the internet was entirely written by humans. And as far as we go now, there's more and more AI produced content on the internet. So every next iteration of retraining the models picks up a bunch of AI produced content, which has a bunch of false things, so-called hallucinations. You probably heard of that term. So no, humans are the ones who have to bring new ideas and new knowledge to the system. And that's the only way for AI to adopt that knowledge, since it's not a generalized AI that can actually learn and create new things, new ideas by itself. So I wouldn't be very worried, at least in the next, I don't know, 10 or 20 years.
This is a very interesting point you mentioned, that internet is filling in right now with a lot of AI produced content. And do you see potentially the risk that, for example, in 2-3 years, the quality of AI responses will reduce because they will consume all this AI generated content, with small hallucination part, but this hallucination part will increase like snowball over time.
That's definitely a possibility. Yeah, I think it's on the table. Yeah, I'm not very sure. I'm not that much of an expert on it, so I don't want to claim anything 100%. But just purely from a logical standpoint, if it's learning stuff from internet, and we're and it's posting stuff on the internet at the same time, there's no innovation there. If there won't be a loss in quality or reduced quality, there definitely won't be any step ups or innovations in that regard, because it's just regurgitating itself at that point, basically.
We already covered a lot of interesting things about using AI in content marketing and future of AI. What will be one piece of advice to marketers who are just starting exploring applications of AI in their content efforts?
I would say start small, right? And start by using AI. And I know this goes against, my product in a way, but start by using AI just as an assistant, I would say, because the key skill is prompt engineering nowadays, right? There's a bunch of tools. You can generate text, you can generate images, you can generate video, audio, but it's all based on human input that needs to be as concise and clear as possible. And you also need to learn the limitations of AI, like in terms of the context size. How many information can you give to it before it starts forgetting? And that's where people get
Mhm.
very shocked because it's very, it has an extremely short-term memory and stuff like that. So I would say,
Mhm.
yeah, first try, stuff like, I don't know, ChatGPT, Perplexity is also great. Your
Yeah.
generalized platforms that give you chats with large language models, and talk to it
Mm.
about anything. Of course, in terms of your business, generate ideas, learn things from it. You don't have to Google that much, and rarely anyone does nowadays. At least if you've heard of ChatGPT. Uh, so yeah, I think that's a good start, and then kind of go in some specialized direction and start looking into AI powered tools or AI wrappers or whatever, because that foundational knowledge of how large language models work and what are their limitations will help you in any use case, right? And any tool that leverages AI for its stuff.
Matej, for new users who register in your platform, Stryng, do you have any free credits so they can use them just to try it
Yes,
out?
of course. There's a free trial on our platform. No credit card is required. So, and I'd say it's a very decent free trial. If you're like a really small business, you can probably get a month worth of content from Stryng during the free trial. Multiple articles, a bunch of social media posts, a bunch of images. So everything is kind of unlocked, so there aren't uh, no limitations in the free trial. We really want to give it all out there and see what the users think and how will they accept it. So yeah, feel free to give it a go.
This is really great approach because what I faced with content marketing platforms, that many of them don't give free trial. So actually, I'm as a marketer, I don't have opportunity to touch the product before paying for it, and this is really weird for me.
No, it doesn't work that way. I mean, I understand where platforms like ours are coming from, because there's a big amount of costs, and expenses when you run such a platform. Uh, for, Before anything else, we pay the usage of the large language model, right? To OpenAI, for example. So the free trial is kind of a big expense on a large scale. If hundreds of thousands of people try your
Yeah.
product, and you invest like I don't know, 50 cents or up to $1 for them to try it out, then you better expect a lot of conversions, or else you're bankrupt. So
Yeah,
I think that
yeah.
startups are afraid to take that risk. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're prepared for this, so we don't.
That's great. Matej, thanks a lot for insightful conversation. So what is the best for our listeners to connect with you?
Well, whatever, LinkedIn, social media, and we're everywhere. I'm everywhere. But yeah, I
Okay,
usually LinkedIn is kind of my preferred choice of doing business with people. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, visit our website. Everything's there.
Great. Thanks a lot for joining me today, and have a great day, and
You too,
bye-bye.
Andrew. Thanks a lot for having me. See you.
Winning is crazy. Your opportunity. Your opportunity.